From high in the Rockies, the glacier-fed Bull River makes its way down to Calgary. It is the legacy of the '88 Winter Games. You see the ski jumps in the background. They're no longer used, but that half pipe was used over the weekend. There was a World Cup event here, and now this week this is our home Win Sport Event Center for this year's Scotties, as we do say hello Canada on this Family Day. Wherever you are across the country, hope you're having a great day. Family is beside me, and special thanks to you and to Brian for filling in for those 2 days when I didn't have much of a voice. And
I missed you. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I did miss you.
All right, let's get you caught up on what happened earlier today. And it was a Pool A play, and Carrie Anderson, who got off to that very slow start, of course looking for a 5th Canadian championship, has a chance to win it against Corinne Brown. This is in the 10th. And these are the kind of mistakes that she has been making. And she would give up a steal of 2, and that would force it to an extra. But then Brown just couldn't hide her last stone. She tried to freeze. That came out light. She tried to hit and roll. It doesn't go behind. So now Anderson does have the hit for the win and makes it perfectly to win in that extra and escape with a 9-8 win. Krista McCarville, maybe it's the pressure of a Thunder Bay Scotties next year, but she's not playing the way we've come to expect her. She does win over PEI. Quebec hands Ackerman and Saskatchewan their first loss, and Laws, Manitoba's Laws, Caitlin does pick up win number 1. So here are the standings in both pools, and A today was on the ice. Sturmey, top of the table, did not play, and Sturmey tonight will have a showdown against Ackerman. Today it's all about Pool B, and our feature will be Ontario's Inglis against Cameron of Manitoba. So as we expected, when you look at the standings, A is really wide open. B, though, is what we did expect, with Holman and Jones challenging for 1-2. Everyone else would appear to be fighting for number 3, and that includes now Ontario and Manitoba. Inglis, what does she need to do?
She needs a little help from her friends, Vic. Danielle won Ontario by making great draws. She is known as a great drawer. Her front end are in the bottom 3 at the lead and the second position. By the time she gets to throw her last rock, there is no draw path. She needs some help.
Kate Cameron, on the other hand, after all those years playing with somebody else away from Manitoba, has come home now to skip for the first time in 2014. 2-0, full value?
No, not really.
Okay.
You can't take the 2-0 away, but very deceiving. Beat 2 of the lowest seeds, struggled last night, had to make her last shot to win that game, or she's 1-1. And to Kathy's point, if she sits in the dressing room and says, make Danielle Inglis draw because she's only drawing at 63%, you're in big trouble.
So that is our feature game on this Family Day, Islander Day if you're in PEI, or Louis Riel Day if you're in Manitoba.
The transition to skip has been fun. It's been challenging, but rewarding. I think it sparked a new love for the game for me. The team has been good. We've played a ton, we've traveled a lot. It's a great group of girls, and I'm happy to have these 3 with me.
You can't take anybody for granted at events like this. You've got to be sharp, you've got to be ready at any time. It's going to take every ounce of knowledge and skill that we have in order to make it to the top here.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By Home Hardware. Here's how. by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada, and by BKT Tires, growing together.
Before every game, Curling Canada highlights the future stars, and maybe there is a future there, a star, maybe another greatest of all time, getting the hug from Jennifer Jones. Wonderful, great smiles. Something to remember as, Kathy, we check the other 4 games on the ice.
Well, BC Clancy Grandy takes on Heather Smith. Both of those teams coming off losses yesterday will want to flip that over. Bailey Scoffin, she was a story last night. Lots of crowd support, but she is taking on a beast in Rachel Homan, who is playing so well. And of course, Jennifer Jones from Manitoba is at the top, as we would expect her to be. But Melissa Adams upset Carrie Galusha last night, so maybe she's finding her footing.
We have to keep in mind that head-to-head record will come in and play a big part when it's all said and done. Time to meet the teams now, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Team Inglis are from the Ottawa Hunt and Golf Club, skipped by Danielle Inglis, backed up by Cassandra DeGroot, Calissa Daly, and Kira Brunton. From the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg, this is Kate Cameron's team at skip, with Mackenzie Elias, Kelsey Rocket second, replacing the Taylor McDonald, who's expecting a child, and Megan Walter. So 4 sheets in play here at the Winsport Event Center. And Ontario won the draw to the button, so they will have the hammer. There is the cumulative total, and not very close for Cameron. If the head-to-head records don't determine a placing come the end of round robin on Thursday, they will use those numbers to determine who advances. So it's a game within a game. And to get us underway, the Manitoba lead is Mackenzie Elias.
It's such a short round robin too, Vic. It really is a game within a game. These 2 seeds are right beside each other in the pool, so it's a huge game. It's quite possible when you've got Jennifer and Rachel possibly stealing 2 spots. This game is massive.
Cassandra DeGroot grew up, learned to curl in Collingwood, Ontario, then played for a while in Stayner.
Clean. Yep.
Now makes her home in Ottawa.
Right to it. Yep. 9-5. Nice shot.
So let's take a look at the keys to the game. We will start with Kate Cameron.
Well, go with the rock for Kate. Former skip, now playing second for the first time. Kelsey Rock, she has a 15% advantage at her position. That can be key for Kate to win this game for sure.
Yep.
And force the front end, a big advantage at second. And you have to, on paper, take advantage of those type of things on the ice.
Throw, Kens. Nice throw. 9-7. Great weight. Really nice throw.
And now the keys for the Ontario provincial champion, Danielle Inglis.
Well, Kathy talked about it. The draw percentage is low on paper, but this game isn't played on paper. Danielle Inglis is one of the best drawers in this field, maybe in the country. Long guards, and that helps their team win because it forces Kate to play Danielle's game and lean on Kira. Kira's percentage is a little lower than I expected. She's got all the shots. Make your move at third.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. It is pure comfort.
Yep. 9. Okay.
Up and down the sheet we go. You expect this in a game that could be so big, Kathy?
Not necessarily, but I feel like this first end, these teams are not super aggressive, and so they're just going to hold their own. But I wanted to touch on something Russ said about Kelsey Rock, and that is she has fit in so seamlessly. Her credentials are huge. We knew that, and she was on the team that lost the finals in Manitoba to Caitlin Laws. But we always talk about the addition of a new personality. How will they fit? It has been as seamless as any that I have seen. She's just got an easygoing personality. They have welcomed her, and you've talked about her numbers, Russ. They're huge.
The other thing, though, is, Kathy, it's, you know, Team Canada, Nanerson, when they lost Harris, that dynamic at the front end is gone. And the same here with Taylor McDonald out, and now Rock coming in, playing second for the very first time in her career. So these two, Elias and Rock, they have to build up that brushing trust.
They definitely do, and as a front end tandem, your communication styles are so critical. Sometimes the tendency when you don't really know what the other person's going to do is to say nothing, and that's the worst thing that you can do. And so talking more, which we hopefully will hear, could be the key to success.
Talking more, not in all cases, Kathy, but
No.
Did I not say I missed you? Can I rescind that?
Lucky she was talking about brushing, so I wasn't listening anyways.
Clean, yep. Yep. Clean. 10-2. Great throw. Good, buddy. 10-2. It's very gradual.
Same weight. Yep. Weight was really nice, girl.
5 Rock rule in play, of course. 10 ends, 38 minutes of thinking time. Just one 60-second timeout, and of course the no-tick rule. And now that brings us and Canada in line with the rest of the world. So always remember now just the one timeout. There is that little bit of travel time that'll be added on. But it's the same too when it comes now, Russ, to the playoffs. No tie-breaking games. That's what they do at the Worlds, and that's what they do at the Olympics.
Yes, yeah, and it's huge. My favorite story on that angle is the great Vic Peters. He beat us in '92 in the final. LeBrier went on to the World. I believe we were playing something like the 3 Rock rule. He went, or actually it was the no Rock rule, I think. He had to go to the 4 Rock rule, and it really hurt his chances.
Close.
Well, Kathy, you remember that it was initially when the 4 Rock rule was brought in, Canada wasn't sure that was in fact the way to go. And they started off with a 3 Rock rule.
Yes, and he's absolutely right. That was 1992. I was at the same Worlds that year with Connie Laliberty in Garmisch, and we went from one sport, it felt like, to another. When you have no Rock rule, the men, Russ, if you remember, because of you, were instituting trials of 3 and 4 on the tour, but the women did not. And so you never want to be in a position that the rules are different to win here, that they're not as you progress up the ladder.
I didn't realize it was different for the women's.
Oh, yes. But we never did anything.
In '93, we played the 3 Rock in Ontario, the 0 Rock at the Brier, and the 4 Rock at the World.
Right to it. 9-4-5.
This is an entirely new,
It was good. Yeah.
well, a team that's making its debut at the Scotties, this Ontario team. Kira Brunton was an alternate twice.
Kira and Danielle were outstanding at the Ontario Provincials.
Yep. Weight's good. Yep. Yes, you gotta go. You gotta go. Whoa. Whoa. You got roll now. Great throw. 10-1.
They barely beat Carly Howard in the Ontario final, which I haven't forgiven her for.
This should move a bit better.
Yeah, this is a hairless ice.
Yeah. Same. Easy. Clean.
And as we say, just that little statistic alone, that she's won the hammer in all 4 games she's played. So her drawing ability goes to what you said earlier, Kathy.
9-9.
So we're talking about how these teams got here, and yes, it was Danielle Inglis, who had lost earlier, though, to Carly Howard in that A.B. Page playoff, but then came back to win the final.
It's running better than it was in practice.
Yeah.
It's not having that huge swoop.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The Rocks have been a point of discussion. As I mentioned, Cameron comes home after playing so many years away. Silver medal with Michelle Englot.
10. Bear down. Yep.
Casey Scheidegger.
Yep. Down. Yep.
She played with her last year out of Saskatchewan. Casey now is
Clean. Yep. Little bit.
retired from the game, coaching, I believe, at the University of Lethbridge.
Kate Cameron and
Close to
Michelle
10
Englot
kilometers
were
back.
probably an eighth of an inch from winning that Scotties. Rachel Holman made an unbelievable feather double.
10-8.
Had to be
Work.
perfect. She made it.
As soon as I sit down, I'm like, then go a little.
Yeah. You know what?
Force into this side. It's still not nuts. Like, I feel like other games that 10-5 curled more.
Yeah, I agree.
Megan Walter was the Manitoba wildcard team last year. Went 3-5.
Oh, off.
Clean. Yeah.
Yeah, the highlight of her career, certainly,
Clean.
with Mike Anderson. As up and down the sheet we go.
But I think
When we were talking about the rocks, and
obviously.
it's interesting that
I'll give you like a 10.
Ontario's alternate is
Try to be
Kim
sure on
Tuck.
There.
And she works for the Canada Curling Stone Company, and they are the people who
Agreed.
reconditioned the stones. These are the stones from the Briar a year ago in London,
Sure to get out to.
and they've just been sharpened. And the team say that the sharpness is still there; it hasn't worn off yet. It's also affected Russ, the action on the stones. They're not getting the kind of explosion yet because the stones, for lack of a better term, are still a little dead.
Yeah, they're a wee bit slower. Talking to the Merc, he said that because when they recondition them, they're a little bit thinner, and that slows them down a little bit, the actual running surface.
9-7.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good. Hey, yours ran pretty nice here.
I find when you hit the rock on the high side, Vic, you still get that gear effect. You get the spin, and it goes just as far. When you cross the face of a rock and hit it, it's really dead. It's not going nearly as far.
Like, right up.
You got this. Like you can.
That curled up okay for like close to a 9-5.
I think you can hold them, and if you're right off of them,
They'll still finish.
they'll still finish.
Yeah.
Like many players on the ice, they were all part of the bubble here in 21. Danielle Inglis spent here more than 60 days in her position as a director of media content for Curling Canada. Makes it go away, and so we will put a blank on the board here in the first. It is Ontario against Manitoba on this Family Day. Monday afternoon, and it's day 4 of the Scotties. The 64th edition of the Canadian Women's Curling Championship, dating back to 1960. This is the 43rd Scotties. First one was back in 1982. Welcome you back. Our feature, all these games are from Pool B. The only team not on the ice, remember now, 2 pools of 9, Kerry Galusha out of the Territories, will not play today. It just so happens that if you have an afternoon bye, you're surrounded by A in the morning, A at night. So Galusha will not even see the ice. She's winless in 3. A blank in that first means that Danielle Inglis from the Ottawa Hunt and a golf club will once again have Last Rock as the hammer, playing the Red Stars.
Okay. There. 49.
Do you guys want me to throw the 1 or the 8?
Well, as we said earlier, you expect
Top 4, I'd like to leave a little bit.
Jen Jones to be challenging for the first or second spot with Rachel Holman, as she's on the ice against, from the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton, Melissa Adams.
Well, Jennifer had a run back in the first end and ticked a guard, and so the stone was not made. And then on her final try, the run back again, managed to catch one, but it did leave one still in the house. And so it was a steal for Melissa Adams. Here we go, an opportunity to see that. The yellow guard by the center line, that's the final stone by Melissa. They looked at whether they could go through the port or not and decided that they couldn't. So trying to get right to the nose. If she runs it straight back, she would get shot.
Yes!
In a third appearance is Melissa Adams. Angle it back over curls and will get just one and leave a steal of one for Adams. So that's the first steal given up by Jennifer Jones. Only Rachel Holman and the Scoffin team from Yukon have yet to give up steals.
Slow start for New Brunswick, which is almost predictable every year. They just don't play in these type of surfaces, but they're giving Jennifer a run so far. Won their previous game.
And looked way better last night. As you say, Russ, it's just getting the footing, the feel of the arena ice and comfort with draw weight, how far rocks will go.
Yeah, and it's the wrong teams to play against when you're trying to figure out the ice and the speed and underfoot and the anticipate the big extra curl. It's a tough chore.
Where? Talk to me. Line's good. It doesn't need curl. Doesn't need curl.
Kelsey Rock, the two-time Canadian and World Junior champion.
Set.
Good pair.
Great.
Oh, they're going to make Inglis work here, aren't they?
Are they ever? And that's what's hurt Inglis so far. She's been looking at a picket fence for a lot of ends, and she's a wonderful drawer. But here's a good example. Where do you go for your last shot if it stays like this?
Whoa. Kira.
Yeah.
Go.
Kira Brunton.
Okay, roll the corner.
And we'll open it up and roll it to a corner.
Those are the type of shot. Now, a run back from that distance is extremely hard, but that's where a Shannon Burchard maybe makes that, opens it up and makes the shot a little easier for the skipper.
Got it. It's gonna get better each throw.
Kathy, I was talking to Russ on the way over in the car and saying that I think so far we've seen very aggressive play by comparison to other Scotties, and as much as you know that Jones wants lots of stones in play. We always say put stones in play, but this year it really does appear that teams are challenging a little bit more, taking more chances. Would you agree?
I would. The only time I think that you see a difference is maybe the very first morning game. That was yesterday because teams weren't sure what the ice would do first thing in the morning. But today and across the sheets, maybe we see an end like we did in the first end, but then it's no holds barred. People are ready to go and they know the ice is at its best and they're taking advantage of it.
Can you handcuff yourself though, Russ, by doing that, by playing that style?
Well, I think it's happened to Team Ontario here. They always put rocks in play. Maybe more so than Jones, and they just were on the wrong side of the inch and struggled early.
Here we go, run it back, and just pushes it by, but puts up another corner.
You didn't get hair left?
I usually get there by about another same spot's okay.
What I'd like to show you here, Vic, is I felt I was a much better player because I had my brother playing third. We had very similar deliveries. Here's the Manitoba tuck at its best. Look at that. Almost identical, square shoulders, broom, other crazy looking brooms. What happens when you're a tuck delivery, and Kathy knows better than I do, the out turn kind of hangs for a while, it'll set. You rarely throw the out turn narrow, correct?
Yes.
And the in turn is a little bit softer.
And it goes more.
So it's so great for Kate to have that in front of her.
Good.
No, that's fine. Good.
Good.
5-7. Good throw, Meg. Bad judge.
That one may be just a little tighter than they don't.
Yes. Yeah, and the angles are pretty good to get rid of two of them here for sure.
Close. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Hard. Hard.
One, and watch one of that will spin, and does it hold on the edge? It does.
Good throw.
But they've got that control zone. They're all over it. They've got lots to promote. Move up, does Ontario.
Yeah, I really like that.
I think that's the spot.
A little
but
bit
that's-
cleaner
I
than it
here,
was.
Right? Yeah. So I think that's close.
You got it, Kate.
This camera team, one of the
Just touch
four
the four is
Manitoba
perfect.
teams.
I don't think we want to be fully
Provincial
under.
champion
I'd
and
like to
3
be like
coming
where that
off
yellow
the
is under.
Canadian
Okay.
team ranking system.
Full 4 and then
A lot of people will disagree with that system. It's, you know, how come they get 4? Well, they've deserved it. It's
They've
just
won it.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
You get into the Masters on your merit.
the hair wider. Yeah, give us a couple feet more. I think I'd rather be 2S. That's top pin basically than not second shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. You got it.
It's a fraction, 2 brooms more.
You got it.
4-5.
There's the good old Manitoba tuck. And what happens is I find they have such a bent arm. They can extend it if you want to. I'm not a strong believer of extending it, but that gives you much more rotation. And again, the intern will curl for the back end of this team.
You gotta go line.
Gotta go line, Kels.
They're worried about line already.
Keep going.
Just line.
Yep.
Line only. Yes!
Yep. Whoa. Okay, that's okay.
Won't be able
Okay,
to
that's
sneak
fine.
it, but it does catch the top. I thought there,
Shoot.
I haven't heard that, Kathy,
It's like more there now.
in
that it's
discussion.
considered.
Just, it was more like
4-9, great
a
weight.
caddy and a golfer on the green.
It's not a bad spot.
No,
When when they would,
tough there.
Kathy would say, just 2 putter heads, just a little bit. They said 2 brushes more.
There's a hole, I think,
It's everyone's way of communicating, and for Kate, that's how she describes it, and it means something to the people that she's talking to, and that's all that matters.
This one's there.
Soon enough, but shoot.
Yeah. It's okay.
And you have to be really aware of those different releases. I would argue that the back end's intern curves more than the front end, just because of the different deliveries. Sometimes you get fooled. They thought that would get by, and it didn't.
Well, that's my point. I was going to say, Kathy, if they would have left that short and angled it, corner froze it, the run back may not be there.
I think their concern was that if it hit it thinner, it might actually open a spot. They were hoping that Kate wouldn't roll quite so far and that it would really block that path, which it has.
Yeah. This is less than Kath had. It's a little. Kath was here. She wasn't quite as far. It was only that much. Maybe a hair more. Okay. Let's go find draw weight over here.
Yeah.
Do we still think it's running like a 14.5?
14.5, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Put it on T there.
Yeah, you got it, girl.
Okay. Even a hair high to give us something to work with.
Yeah,
works too.
exactly.
You got it. Let's
We'll
make
let you
it.
know.
You like this rust coming through, or not, say, running their own back?
I do, because it's exactly right up the wheelhouse for Danielle. She's so good at these. Now, this is a bit of a guess because it's a hair wider than the draw the button path, and your line's got to be good, but I'll guarantee you she'll be close.
Top 4.
Play the weight, T.
Yeah, go.
Elias
Where?
or DeGroot and Daly on the brushes. We drop in on Grandy and Smith PC against Nova Scotia.
Clancy Grandy was drawing to lie 2 on her first. They were buried, and so Jill Brothers had to make a run back. Did remove 1, but left 1 in the house, and Clancy Grandy put it back. This is a draw against 2. Needs to get to the hearts, but can use the stone for backing if she needs to. Does not have to touch it back at all.
Nova Scotia champions out of the Halifax Curling Club. Jill Brothers throwing the 4th stone in a 7th appearance at the Scotties.
Get it over. 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 Go, 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 go.
Sit down, and it will hang on for the single.
Good judging, you guys.
71% on her
13-9.
draws so far this week. Jill Brothers,
Do you guys like top 12, top 8? And if I'm short, I'm short.
who goes home after spending last year playing in New Brunswick and with Andrea Kelly.
That's true.
And now Andrea Kelly blew up that team, of course, and Andrea is here throwing the 3rd stones
And
for Northern Ontario.
all the runs this way look like the yellow's going to jam on the back red.
Yeah. If we're like dead frozen on that top
After
one,
a
there's no way she
blank
just knows
in the
that
first, second end, and it's a Holman,
Doesn't want to touch it.
Ontario against the Yukon from Whitehorse, Bailey Scoffin. And this is a live look.
And that stone on the left-hand side in front of the tee line is the shot stone. Rachel had an opportunity on her first to play the hit and roll under to lie 3, but she rolled her shooter too far. One was removed, so this is, I believe, an attempted split.
Yes, yeah. It just has to move that top when she's aiming at a fraction and roll to her right.
Absolutely. If she hangs out, it's 2, but they're trying to create 3.
Little bit of curl, little bit of curl.
And as we watch Cameron
Keep going, Sarah. Keep going, Sarah.
and her last, and Robin rolled in, and is it enough? I don't think so.
No.
I think that one on the left side, just in front of the tee line, is the second shot.
Let me just double check one more time. Yeah, it's 3.
I'm guessing 3.
Oh, yeah, really?
Well, because she said it.
Okay, thank you. Wow.
It's that intuitive sense that you have, Russ.
Thank you. Her hammer efficiency, last rock efficiency, 57%, and that will win you lots of games.
It sure will.
First is reward.
Yeah. No, I like it.
For 3.
Yeah. I like it. Sounds like you. Kind of weak.
We've seen there's an example, though, Kathy, to Russ's point about
You got it, girl.
teams being more aggressive. This young Yukon team, Bailey Scoffin, out of Whitehorse, comes out of the curling program at the at SAIT, Southern Alberta Institute of Technology.
Close. Whoa.
Not afraid,
Close.
but there she was bitten for 3.
Chance for 3 here, Vic.
No.
Angle it back, got it, sit down. Oh, goodness! Daniel Inglis.
Beautiful. Just guessing where to put the broom was a bonus.
That stone had been hidden from lead rocks. Hidden no more. Inglis picks up 3. Wonderful last shot by Danielle Inglis. Theodoff to score 3. And so for the first time in the game, it will be Manitoba and Kate Cameron out of the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg that does have last rock. She'll have the hammer playing the yellow stones.
Kate elected to guard there. They could have come in, but you know, you're assuming that might not be made. Great shot.
Sit. Okay. Nice weight. Or freeze for 1. My first thought was freeze.
I like freeze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fully. If you tap at a rock, that's fine. Okay.
I think
14.
Yeah. It's okay if I tap.
So. Yeah.
You got it, Ken.
You got it.
Ken.
I like it. I do too. I thought it was max, but
Line.
close.
Do it.
Close. Yep.
Do it. Top
Yellow.
line.
Yellow.
Top 4.
Hard, guys. Hard. Lock it on. Hard line. Really hard. Really hard. Really hard. Go.
Walter and Rock, and a little
That's fine. Wait.
over curl, sneaks in underneath.
Freeze. Top 8. Top 12. Yeah.
So it takes a few days. As mentioned, these stones are just a little bit different, but this is very nice.
Oh, out wider than they've ever been. There has to be a bit of fresh pebble. It should grind a bit, slow down a bit. You picked it off perfect. Hung around for 3.
Angles it back.
Danielle can throw it hard and accurately. She's got all the shots.
Yep. Line. Yep. Hard. Okay. Hard. Okay. You're by. Yep. Keep it going. Yep.
And by they are as they'll tuck it in underneath. So get a quarter stone in, and now it's up to Manitoba to chase. The key shot was brought to you by BKT Tires. Growing together.
Do you like 10-5?
You look at Danielle's record. They lost to Grandy, who's a very good team. First time, getting used to the ice. They lost to Holman, who hasn't. And then they beat Nova Scotia. So a win here, and they're starting to look that way. They're right in the mix.
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it, Kathy? When you score big ends, but defensively you're a little weak as well. It's like a hockey team in many cases where they're good to score 7, but they'll give up 8
10-4.
and lose the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think for Kate Cameron and her team, you just, after an end like that, you respect what your opponent has done. You were set up very well, and credit where it's due, Danielle made a great shot.
Yeah, second end to get the broom in the right spots, quite an accomplishment. Those type of shots, Kathy, compared to my day, there's more and more of them being made because you've got the left and right brushing, which helps a small degree, but enough to change. Yep. The rocks being inserts run so straight, you're going to be close with a great delivery like Danielle's.
And the ice conditions also, Russ. I mean, think about some that you played on versus what these women have this week.
It's brilliant.
Do you know what the color of the inserts are?
Blue
Blue Hone?
Blue Hone.
Everybody.
Well, they're actually gray. They're gray, but they're called
Everybody
Blue
on
Hone.
their couch.
Raise your red Solo cup.
Not many people realize the Blue Hones are gray.
All right, update. Jones against New Brunswick and Melissa Adams, who stole one in the first.
Well, Melissa's face just told you the story. It was a struggle this end. Jennifer was lying 3. She was trying to play an up-weight hit and flashed. And so it is already 3 for the Jones team, looking to draw full 12 for 4.
Fine. 4-8.
It's not like you have to give her any help, Adams, huh? So she puts a 4 on the board, and that's the 4th time 4 or more points scored by Jones early in this event.
Jeez, that's unbelievable.
About 2.
Scored 31 points in their first 3 games. Team Jones, a good 4 already.
You got it.
Did you ever get out that live?
No.
Okay.
You got it.
I'll put it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Line's good. 3. Clean it, please.
Yeah, it's really running.
3. Where?
Rotation.
3. 4. No, just 3.
Close.
3.
Can you ever get it
No,
behind?
just 3.
No. Okay, close. Coming on.
Melissa.
Gotta go. Gotta move it. Gotta move it over.
Hard.
Go, go,
Curl
go.
it, curl it,
Hard.
curl it, curl it.
Hard.
You gotta go,
Hard.
go, go,
Keep
go.
going. Hard. Every inch, every inch. Okay, good.
Really good.
Good weight.
Might have curled enough at the end. I think a soft
think you
weight.
can do that.
Yeah, soft weight yellow out turn here, tap.
Yeah.
I don't hate like 10 and a half, and if
I
you
like
touch
that.
this, that's fine.
Yeah.
Gotta touch this though.
So he's basically saying try to raise the yellow straight back, but the miss, the smart way to miss this shot, the tolerance is tick that red. Don't miss wide.
Okay, nose still does it, but
Okay.
It's going to be extremely close to that red guard to make this. I thought they threw even less weight, a little more curl.
Okay. 9 and a half.
yep. Whoa. Yep.
Slow. 10.
Yep. Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
Kens is Mackenzie Elias, and that'll work.
Oh, threaded the needle, it's just perfect. How close this gets.
I'm like, oh no, we're not by.
And Russ just across the nose enough to angle it back the other way.
Yeah, which I didn't really think was there. I thought they could hit it and maybe roll out, but they actually crossed that a little bit. Really good throw.
Firm. Just firm. Whoa. Whoa. Close. Clean. Yep. 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 Yep.
Hard. Really hard.
Kira Brunton
Hard.
touched them both. Oh, very nice. Look at this. They go, and look where the Raystone goes, up and underneath.
Really nice.
This gone.
Like it again, or we just go here?
Crystal.
Yep.
Kira's done exceptionally well in mixed doubles. She's played out of her mind in the Ontario Provincials.
3-time Northern Ontario junior champion is Kira Brunton.
Waiting for Danielle to stop.
Thank you for telling me about your blind spot.
Can't raise it now, Vic. That yellow's buried enough. I don't think Megan can play that out turn raise like she did before. So change of gears here.
Megan Walter.
Line's good.
Line.
Lights. Room.
Tuppy. Keep going. Keep going. You got to be Tuppy.
We're not in.
You got to go. You got to
Hard
go.
count.
You got to go. You're in. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Boy, this would be a big drag if they can get it there, but they can't. Still leaves it open, though. Didn't smudged off.
Yeah, it was good at a wreck for them. Now it's usable.
Well, both these teams have been very busy on the tour, and Danielle Inglis, with her 11 events, 3 wins, played some 60 games. I said, so what do you have to do? What do you need to get even that bit better? She says, money. Pure and simple. It takes a lot of money to curl and travel. They had a sponsorship for about $25,000, and the 3 wins certainly help.
Yes.
With covering the costs.
Nice little draw around.
Both these teams played a ton. Kate Cameron, 13 spiels.
A little more on the end, but like a bit at the end, but it was still running here.
Right on the nose.
Right around everything here.
Close. Yep.
Rush almost on the edge of the 12, just inside by a couple of millimeters.
Hard.
DeGroot.
We're heavy.
Daly.
Close, clean.
Well, now. And around it goes, and look at it start to dig in, and it'll slip now to the back edge. So they've got the top and back edge of the 8 covered. Sitting 2 without last rock, Ontario.
I got room now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so you talked about Kate Cameron, goes home and plays 13 events, 1 win, and comes in as one of the top qualifiers. As we mentioned when we first came on the air on a Friday night, one of the last things I said was that they were their top 8 teams in the country here.
That's right. And
the fact that there is no Nunavut, they lost their practice facility for a movie filming in Iqaluit, so they didn't have any place to play. But look at how busy they've been. And I think, Kathy, it's to the new system. Yes, you can win your province, but if you can make those points up by playing a lot, it just may get you in.
Did you hear me sigh? It's 13 events. Think about a calendar. There's 4 weekends, and sometimes there's only 3 depending on the month. That meant for 13 events. It is so excessive, and I think that is one of the reasons that at the end of this year, 3 teams will be named to return to the Scotties, or not return, or just come into the Scotties for next year. The objective is that next year, if you're going to win, you have to win your province. So you'll play in events, but you won't have to kill yourself traveling across the country. Because you're right, Vic. People chased points, but crazy points.
And that's for a Kate Cameron whose whole point was to go home, to be more with family. She was always on the road, traveling with a team from Alberta or
Yeah, I like that.
the last one was Scheidegger or Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
So that added to her. At least now she got to be home, be with people she knew, be with her family, and then travel from one home base.
And a little bit light is okay.
The draw contest here, both skippers having to go really wide in the weeds, and the first one went deep because the assumption is it's very slow out there, but not on arena ice. It's freshly scraped, groomed perfectly. Unless there's frost, and there will not be any frost in Calgary, it runs so true out there.
Well, after Jones got her 4, final stone coming up now for New Brunswick's Melissa Adams out of Fredericton.
Well, she has an opportunity here. On her first, she hit and rolled against 3. It wasn't perfect, but enough that Jennifer jammed on it. And so shot stone does belong to New Brunswick. She's trying to catch the top stone really thin, make the double to bring the back biter in. And it's over curling. She's got to try to hang on.
And she will for 2.
Yellow.
So a nice bounce back by Melissa Adams after she flashed with her last stone in the previous end to allow the 4. And boy, yeah, that speaks exactly to the draw ability of Danielle Inglis.
We have played this
I
way.
was going to say we could also play the out.
I think it might be easier, Meg.
Great draw.
Do you agree? Like, this is what I played first end.
Yeah, I
Right
like
there?
it.
No choice here. That's all they got.
Would you ever think of angling that stone in the 8-foot over?
We know this
The
line.
red one?
No.
The
other
yellow?
turn's a little
Thanks too
unknown
deep.
over the line.
Oh, for 1 you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play a
Sorry.
10.
You could tap that for 1, but Kate with her hitting ability,
Is looking for the 2.
Yeah, she's going to be close. And then both degree of difficulties are similar, so why not go for 2? Now here's the Manitoba out turn. It'll track. Take a hair less ice on these, or throw a little less weight, one or the other. And watch this come off the center line. It kind of pops out just a hair.
That is not a good number. 18% hammer efficiency.
Yep. Yes!
Here we go, Elias. Elias trying to hold this 4. Now it's got to cross a bit. Here we go. Touch it and sit down. Oh dear.
Okay, Kate.
Just no weight.
Not enough. Steal of 1. Ontario and Inglis. It's a mild day, +5 degrees here in Calgary. Yes, the iconic Calgary Tower, the Olympic flame, was burning brightly there back in 1988 during the Winter Games. Family Day, and Calgary Tourism has handed out a white Stetsons to the first 500. It's the recognized internationally as the symbol of Calgary's warm hospitality.
He's showing me his popcorn. Oh my gosh, this man is going to be a rodeo star.
I don't know, you might just see him in the Calgary Stampede, huh? So tonight we'll turn our attention to Pool A and Skylar Ackerman, who's dropped her first against Selena Sturmey. Coming in with a perfect record. We'll have it for you at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And that's 6:30 local. And of course, it's the a key game because of the fact that, oh.
That's how you got here today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. He thought I was still a little hoarse.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And that's Harry the horse from the Stampede. I asked him why the long face, but that's just, aren't you happy? So welcome back on this family day. I had a lot of time in my room, you know, just to work on things.
Yeah, just horsing around, were you?
You got a girlfriend?
And Kathy's quietly sitting over there.
I just said, oh dear,
I can hear her.
Not just saying a word. 4-0. Ontario and Inglis lead it 3 and a steal as a single. 4th now, and once again it's Manitoba with Last Rock playing the Yellowstone.
Kathy Kate couldn't have thrown that any better. We're talking about the outturn that hangs, but it just no speed.
It was the weight.
Yeah.
It was the weight. I'm surprised that she underthrew that. Kate tends to throw a little bit extra on those, and that's what she needed there.
Okay, that's great. 14-2.
It's been a lot of those finesse shots from all the teams. Just dig in a little bit earlier than they expect, up there for a little more curl.
Do you like this? Okay. Or this way, and maybe touch that. Okay. Yeah.
10. What weight? 10, right? And you're rolling which way? Your way.
You like Kels?
You know, that game tonight for Alberta with wins over Laws and
A
Anerson.
little big. We're okay.
A win tonight. Now they haven't played McCarville, so McCarville's still in the mix. But you could go out on a limb and say a win tonight by Sturmey would put them in a great spot for the first spot.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, really good.
Nice, Kels.
Again, that head-to-head record coming into play.
10-4.
Okay.
She's beating the right teams.
Like the guard.
She's beating all the teams she's playing.
Guard. Don't just replace it. I don't mind it there then.
Yeah.
Sure. 3.
Give you less.
T-line, yeah.
So just a 2.5, 3?
Yeah.
The Ontario Provincials, Vic has even noticeably more curl than this. So, and it usually is just about every year. So Danielle has learned to play that style of game where you can get around everything, as she witnessed last with the steal last time with a beautiful out-turn draw. So they're staying on the offense.
Okay.
Good brush.
15-3.
Going over to Sheet A, and let's up the game between British Columbia from the Vancouver Curling Club, Clancy Grandy against the Halifax Curling Club and Heather Smith.
Well, big pressure on Clancy. She ignored some Nova Scotia stones and played the wide out turn to bury behind the corner or the center guard. A lovely shot by Jill Brothers. Soft weight tapped it back. So Clancy's facing 4 and forced to the other side of the sheet to make the draw, looking for a bite of the forefoot.
81% on her draws so far this week, and when she needs it most, there it is. Grabs the back of the button for the single.
Good judge, guys.
British Columbia trying to win for the first time since Kelly Scott back in 2006, and Nova Scotia. Colleen Jones, her last win for the Blue Nosers, 2001, and Colleen is here as the coach for Heather Smith.
We just saw Kelsey Rock throw, and she's been a wonderful addition. But Taylor McDonald brings something that I think maybe Kate was missing on the last shot. When this team was formed, Taylor came with Kate. They have been together a long time. And so it was 2 teams that merged, Taylor and Kate, and then half of another team, which was Megan and Mackenzie. Taylor was the one that knows Kate and was the one that would always voice things in the hack about technical cues and weight. And Kelsey's come in as a brilliant thrower, but she may not know that that was a role that Taylor played. And for Kate, she maybe needs it from somebody that she knows really well. So those are the little things when you add a player to a team that you might be missing.
Well, it's the same, I'm sure, that she may not be on the ice, but you would think that Breanne Harris is talking to Karwacki off the ice for sure, and trying to, because that means a lot.
Okay, you're good. 15.
I think we have to make this now, even if we lose, like, I don't see it losing, but.
Straight back on the red, picks the red off the top. You stay there, then there's either a double raise to get to that shot rock, or there's a hole. You hit it perfectly dead on.
You got it, Meg.
Try to save this thrown rock from Megan.
10. Close. Yep.
Yeah, time to blow some things up here.
Whoa. Wait, good. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. No. Curl. Great shot.
Very nice. Gets their stone underneath, and it's protected now.
Right into here.
2/3 making a lot of hits.
Actually, PL, even the straight PL is not bad. You got it.
Got a nice angle here for Kira. They could high side this a little bit and get them both to go.
PL, clean. Whoa.
Kira Brunton has that
Close for you. Cass.
Hughes Sport gold medal from the university.
Okay, roll it over, all the way out. Good. Okay.
Laurentian University back in 18. You see that so often now on resumes. The university programs have improved so much.
I like that throw.
The young talent showing up in the adult game, so much more prepared.
If she makes this, I have
Okay, back 8, like a 3-5 to the
That's the right way to miss that, though, for Ontario. They opens it up. It's a very short run. Kate's going to ignore that. Hopefully it's missed in her mind and get around the corner here.
Like that? Yeah, that's max right now. Becky! Line's a little tight. Becky! I think we're going to be okay.
Their numbers are equal, both at 91% as team, but it's the 4-0 that jumps out on the scoreboard. All Ontario.
You can't be deeper than this.
Oh, we're hot.
Well, that angle raise by Danielle is missed. It's 1-0 instead of up 3.
Great weight.
Straight.
Notice that?
Yeah.
Stay on top of it.
I don't mind
It's going to
it.
make a play anyways, so.
Did you see that ugly face I made to the camera?
They could have guarded, I
my
guess,
gosh.
but if you're ever off and then we leave a center guard, it looks pretty stupid.
Yeah. I made the shot and I'm like, and they
I saw
replayed it
that.
in slow-mo. I'm like, never again.
Would you have guarded, as she said,
Yeah.
we could have guarded.
You're
Yeah,
staying
you could have,
pretty
but
well on
I
here.
like the call. Like
Yeah,
if this is ever missed, it's a short run. But if it's ever missed thin, you're drawn to sit 3.
Thinking just normal
And
here.
you need 3.
Like a solid normal. Okay.
Pretty good chance there'll be a
Solid normal.
Okay.
a double opportunity here.
Yeah,
Kate
bounce it a
Cameron.
little bit behind the guard there.
Okay. Let's make it.
Yeah.
Should be nice and gradual here.
Yeah.
And the raise is short enough, Kathy, that
Nose is
I've been guilty
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
trying to make too much of it. You try to, well, let's hit it really thin and roll one berry, and then you end up missing the raise.
Exactly. Well, we saw that with Krista McCarville last night, if you remember, Russ. It was a short run like that, and she caught it on the outside.
Easy.
For 3, yeah.
Yes.
Clean it. Close.
Nice.
Straight.
Skip Stones, Inglis with her first.
Hard.
Hard straight.
Hard.
Whoa.
And we'll run it back and roll the shot. Stone is undercover.
That was almost too far.
There you go. They wanted to roll it buried, and they tried so hard they almost rolled it too far. They just hung on buried on the tee line. They were yelling straight. It almost cost them. Good shot.
Top 4?
Yeah, I like it. Just kind of finished at the end car.
Top 4.
Well, I mentioned that Melissa Adams out of Fredericton, nice bounce back with 2 and putting some more pressure on Jennifer Jones, although angle raise for a bunch.
It is. Jennifer froze down to Melissa Adams, hit and roll on her first, and Melissa was trying to freeze on top, but it did not curl enough. If she can get to the nose, she can make the double, and it would be for 4 because the stone on the 12-foot gets brought in.
Oh, got to get by that. They do that. Now, have you got enough oomph? Yeah, they push it back. 1, 2, and 3.
Thanks, calls on both.
Veteran play. She could have thrown a lot more weight, Kathy, to maybe get the 4, but the idea was to get the 3 for sure.
But that's despite curling just 61% at the moment, Jennifer Jones.
Wow.
We really got to go. Hard, Kens. Not there.
Any miss I've seen from Kate Cameron, Kathy, has been light on the draws.
I liked your kick.
And we talk about the refurbishing of the rocks, and the running bands are a little smaller, therefore it's going to be a hair slower no matter what Mike Merklinger does. She doesn't seem to be catching on to that. Just
Well,
that.
I noticed too that her handle, as it came in over the hog line, stopped turning.
Okay.
So the rock, the path, I'm not sure, but that's, if you don't have a rotation, it's not going to carry.
Not at all. Not with these type of rocks that have been sanded. Yeah, that's a good point, Kat. That might be it. Because they're not worried about it out of her hand, and they just don't get there.
Transferring better today.
I think we're probably going to have to play that if she guards this.
Okay. We still want to make sure, like, we want to touch that to make sure that we're.
So low 14.
Okay.
You got it, girl.
Okay.
Tapped us close to the button, but you have to be a little careful setting up a raise red double. As tough as that would be, it would actually be for 2 points.
Okay, go then.
Just tee right now.
Then go.
No, we're okay.
Back 4.
Line's good. Clean.
Back 4.
Back 4.
Yep.
Line only.
Yep, line.
Final stone, Inglis. And we'll punch it back, and they are sitting 2.
Great weight. Yeah.
That's just a fantastic spot because you can't come around and chase it.
Seemed like it did too
Yeah.
a bit.
But how hard do we want to?
Yeah,
That's pretty freaking
I
hard.
think that's really hard.
So the 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep an eye.
I probably need like back line.
Yeah.
They're coming in so flat,
Yeah.
like almost like hack.
They looked
Right
at
there?
this for a second, but it's not there. That's more than 90 degrees. You can't possibly do that. Plus, this one could go that way. It's just not worth it at all. So they're going to swallow their pride and try to sink one in there with a draw weight tap.
I think gotta be like
The angle is not there for that yellow
to, like,
onto
slice
the
it
2
there.
reds.
Yeah, half a rock. Okay. Do you think this is close for ice?
I think with hack it's going to run longer than for a draw, so it seems
Yeah.
close to me.
Yeah. Like
We
it's-
can make it curl though, so
Yeah, I think this is like 3 brooms more than not quite 3 brooms more than like a control hit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
I
I'd
like
rather
it.
nose than ever flash, right? Nose, we only give up 1 probably.
Right.
Okay,
Okay, you
let's
got it.
make it.
Yeah, you got it.
Doesn't look like a ton of ice for Kate's intern.
Okay,
Well,
hack.
5.
Close. Yep. Yep.
Facing a couple.
Yeah,
Ontario is
big
sitting 2.
12-5.
Yes!
Yep.
Rock.
We're pretty
First
big.
time
That's
ever
close.
she's
Really
played
big.
the 2nd spot. Oh dear. And
Okay, 11-6.
just too much. And we'll punch it through. 1 and 2 more for Inglis and Ontario. 6-0 Ontario through 4. Hot dogs and a Stetson on Family Day here at the Scotties. So far, all Ontario. As we welcome you back, our continuing coverage of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts from the Winsport Events Center. Opened back in 2011, seats some 3,000. It's home of Hockey Canada, of course, their Western division. Well, thank you for that, and enjoy your time here. As mentioned, it's a family day in many provinces. Manitoba calls it Louis Riel Day.
We do.
Islander Day, you're from PEI. Some provinces do not have the day off, Quebec being one. It's also President's Day in the United States, and if you're watching from there, we wish you all the best on your holiday. So once again, down by 6, and Manitoba, Kate Cameron desperate to get something going here, as she once again will have the last rock, playing the Yellowstones.
Go, go, go. More, you're close. More,
Team Cameron hasn't had their
more.
best outing here, but it's really that one shot. It was a 4-point swing in number 2. Now you're 3 down. Now you have to take some chances.
Throwing that weight
A
is
couple
really
good
nice.
shots from the Ontario skipper, and Kate's had some tough ones. It just goes that way sometimes.
3. Little heavy. How heavy? 4. 4? Okay, we're way wide, so bring it back.
5, 6. 7.
Okay, bring it to here.
It's really running.
No. Just leaving it right here. Take right here. Right
Now,
here.
this is
straight
supposed to be a
across.
tight
Easy,
guard.
easy. We're
Probably
behind
better
the
to be
puck. Okay,
deep
yep,
than
yep,
light,
then
but they don't want to set up a pocket here.
Okay. Okay.
So as mentioned, Kate Cameron skipping for the first time since
You like that?
2014, and Kathy said, so what's the biggest difference? And
Or
she
this.
said,
That was my
I
other
have
thought.
absolute newfound respect for skips because of the mental challenge. She's just absolutely whipped mentally after 10 ends of play.
You hear that, Kathy?
Whipped? 10
No.
ends of play?
No, the respect for the skip.
Oh, where are you going? But, to that point, not to yours, Rusty, but to Victor's, when I played with Connie Laliberty, we roomed together. And in between draws at the Scotties, I would go wander the halls or read a book because she really needed to just close her eyes and just no noise, just because there's so many things going on with ice and rocks and stones. And you know, for Kate, she skipped as a junior, but then you get into the women's field years later, and there are things that you don't appreciate. It's like, Victor, your job is really hard. I found that this week. It is really
Case in point.
hard.
Yeah. No, in her, as she said, there are things even as a third she took for granted after many years from the at the skip position.
Hard!
It's you're a manager, you're a coach, and you're also trying to throw, call the game.
Nice shot.
It's busy back there.
Well, yeah, all of a sudden it's all the media. It's 10 ends, not 8. 2 games a day.
I think we do the same thing.
Lots of practice time. It's tough.
Little less weight.
Okay.
Probably a 13.
Yeah, I think so. That was 12.
Just
right?
like back 8 this time.
Okay.
Try to get this to here, maybe.
Okay. Roll the shooter a hair. Like your way, Meg.
13. You got it. Kelsey, like you can.
Not a bad setup to score 2 or 3 here. The challenge for Kelsey here is to tap this back and not set up a yellow double. Try to get some separation. Try to keep the thrown rock in play.
Outstanding junior career. Mentioned 2 world championships. Then, of course, also 2
Hard, keep it there.
Keep the hard.
university titles at that curling factory they call the University of Alberta. Very nice.
Underthrown again. That's the theme this week for everybody.
Minimum weight?
Yeah.
It's probably just like T-line.
Keep it normal here.
You know, Kathy, there's that old adage, something to the effect, what you don't know doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
And you could say that about some of the younger teams at one point. You know, they just would play aggressive. No, you're not supposed to be that way. I don't think the teams that make the graduate to women's play, they're not afraid because they do know. They do know everything. They've come and they're groomed in the game. They practice it. They come out of good university programs in some cases. Their junior programs have been very good, and they watch all the time. So you're not catching a young team as much as you may have in the past.
I agree. I feel that there's also those extra U16, U18, U25s. You have a chance to keep competing and pushing yourself. So you're not getting thumped out there because you're playing against your peers. And you also have access to watch a lot more curling than you ever did before. And you're absolutely right. They're not afraid because they've seen all of it. The biggest difference between perhaps some of the younger players and the experienced players is the consistency that you need to win, and those mature players have that.
I mean, if you're Melissa Adams, for example, you cannot flash and give up a 4.
Cannot.
Hard.
This is going to Kathy.
Really hard. Hard to stay. Hard to stay. Follow it. Okay. Really nice.
Oh, nice lineup there. Look at the red-yellow combo.
Just pick this. Firm.
Yeah, because I could hit either of them. And
Yeah. Okay, you got it.
This can really help Cameron because
picking that.
it's going to.
Good options.
It will probably hit one of these yellows, but it's probably going to take out a red, and then all of a sudden that corner yellow, top 12, barely in the rings, might end up on the scoreboard. Be hard not to take out a red with this shot.
Whoa.
She just called for the pick.
Cass. Hard. Straight.
Oh, look at that. And moves them back far enough that it looks like the Yellowstone, now belonging to Manitoba, is shot.
Managed to keep all the reds. Unfortunately, they're behind the tee line.
You got to be right to it because that's this.
Okay.
Or just here.
Kate has to make a decision here on whether you want to remove all 4 reds to get that yellow in the scoreboard. It's getting pretty late to do that.
My 5-4 was top 12. Got it.
It curled up a bit. Just stay with it.
Updating on Holman against the Yukon. And after a single by the young skip, Bailey Scoffin. Final stone now, Rachel Holman.
Well, she has an opportunity for a couple here. Bailey tried to freeze on her last one. Great weight, but just not lined up, so a nose hit, both go. There's your 2.
I got a 3-8. 2. It's got to stay in the 8 foot.
And yet to give up a steal.
It's also eyeing up that.
That stopped in time.
I know.
The red onto there. Freeze.
That one.
Yeah, I don't mind that actually.
Yeah, that's really good. Because if they try anything off this red and miss, it's an auto jam.
One there.
This guy.
It opens up that one. They'll put a third on, then they'll freeze to that. And then I'm playing ahead and giving them 3.
Yeah.
The only way we're knocking 3 is freeze. Even so, they'll be shot.
Well, you could tap it. Like, we don't have to move it far to get this guy shot.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's the call.
3-1. Vancouver's Clancy Grandy leading Nova Scotia out of the Halifax Curling Club, and Heather Smith.
Yeah.
And once again, it's Jill Brothers, former Canadian junior champion of 04, world silver medalist, throwing the 4th stone.
Well, she's trying to angle the stone. Clancy threw a guard on her last one, leaving only this side. So this is going through the hole to get access to the shot. Stone at the back of the 4, looking for multiple points. Oh, this was not the call.
No, but hey, it works.
Maybe
for a single only.
Right.
Single.
Well, yeah, but
1 yellow.
Took a lot of ice in that
we
one.
said throw a 3.
Thanks, I hung for a while. Yep.
So 3-2 going to the break.
Yep.
Skip Stone's here in 5, and Danielle Inglis.
Hard. Roll it. Hard. Roll it, 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 all the way, go.
Ooh, and it just spins away.
Pretty good.
Let's spin at the
Now,
end.
there's enough to get it through, Russ.
Yeah, great call. And it was a tough shot. In the theory, it was a scoreboard call. They could still give up a couple here, but it opens up the back one so they could hit it on their last one. And almost froze that.
Come on over. No, changing my mind.
Firm? Yeah, I like that, Kate.
Okay, I think right there.
Okay, you got it.
That's interesting.
Firm, I think we have to make the double.
Yeah, I agree. What are you doing?
Firm and try to make
So
the
if
red
the double's
back red double.
made,
It'll go, like, it'll always catch in the side of this
Kate
red,
will
then
be
we
in
give
here
her a double
somewhere,
back.
and
If
there
she misses
could
it, if it
potentially
makes
be
sense, we'll have a
certainly
it's not
that
two, right?
double, and the shooter could go over this way and make a triple.
I don't think this will do a ton, but maybe a hair.
I agree.
Team Manitoba can't do much about it. It's hard to roll left without ticking your own.
Could you ever make the double that are sitting in front of the Yellowstone
8.5.
and leave your stone there?
You probably couldn't leave your stone there because it's such a thin double.
Okay.
No!
Here we go, running it back and driving it by. Look at this.
Good. I think that's pretty good.
Like I said, not that it's easy. That goes that way. The shooter can either go there, or the raised rock, or the shooter can go there, depending on how you decide to hit it.
I threw one down here in the first end.
But I think the score the way it is hit it dead on, make the double, and you're very happy to give up 2.
I agree, Russ.
What's your
I
thoughts?
think the angle, now that I look at it, is a little off. You'd have to throw it dead on with a bullet.
It might hit over there.
Exactly.
It might, yeah.
It's interesting that Danielle Inglis was here during the bubble.
I mean,
She was the alternate for Rachel Holman. And Randy Furby was the coach of the team. And she said she learned a lot from Randy and how he saw the game. And not that everything he saw she would want to play, but she says I'm seeing the game in a different way after spending some time with Randy Furby.
I know better. Know better. You'd love to have Randy on the bench for one of the teams. They changed the sport, that team. It was all about offense and getting rocks in the right positions and the tolerance.
Whoa.
Just have to cross center, cross this rock by a hair, and the triple's available.
Great numbers so far.
Curl.
All in its own, little late lick. Oh my. And it didn't curl up for her, so just like that,
in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Right here, Meg.
Well, I'm
Cameron and Manitoba will have a chance for 3.
Unforced error there.
ever wanted to jam, double jam in there.
That's it.
Yeah. So.
What do you see over here? Same thing I didn't give you last time?
I think
4-2?
I think the 4-2 is close. Yeah.
I know myself,
I'm
Kat,
not
that, you know, when
bringing you
you're
back down
thinking
here,
smash that double, get it to roll across, make a triple, you tend to throw it a little too hard.
Yes. I think more arm, yeah. Your kick is perfect.
I thought that was a great
Thank you,
comment
guys.
Kate said. Is it the same thing that I didn't give you last end? So that acknowledges that she felt that she underthrew it. And we'll just watch the rotation as the weight starts to die, because that's what happened last end.
Top 4.
Top T. You got backing too.
We showed you earlier they were only
you don't.
18% on their
You don't.
hammer conversion. They
Just
haven't
clean it. We're okay.
scored
Just clean. Okay.
a hammer
14.
2 points or
14.
more in 7 ends.
We're on the back one. Good.
And yeah, they do have the backing, and that will come to an end as they will pick up 3. A much-needed 3 for Kate Cameron. 6-3, Ontario going to the break.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
Well, they have to be feeling a little bit better about themselves. Kate Cameron, who trailed by 6. Kathy picks up a much-needed 3 in 5 as we check the numbers.
Well, a huge shot by Danielle Inglis into that angle raise takeout really turned this game around and the momentum. But that 3 back, a little bit of an overthrow by Danielle, gave Kate the opportunity for 3. There is a big percentage difference between the skips. The difference is, I feel, after that last shot, Kate's numbers are going up. And so Danielle's not out of this yet. Needs to play a strong second half.
Numbers after 5 are brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada, as they huddle the Ontario champions with their coach Steve Acorn.
We don't really have a goal like necessarily placing a certain place. Our main goal for this week is just to get better with every game, and when you're here at the Scotties and playing some of the best teams in Canada, you have to take something away from every game and learn something to get better. I think we just got to take things one shot at a time and focus on ourselves and our processes and what we need to do to have success, and try not to get too worried about the outcome or who we're up against, and just do what we do best.
That is our feature tonight. Cross-border. Saskatchewan Skylar Ackerman dropping her first against Selena Sturmey, who is undefeated and is really in a position with wins over Laws and Anderson, a win over Ackerman. You would have to say she's in a great spot for either first or second, because she's beaten some of the real favorites.
That's the key. It's who you beat. They're in great shape.
Hey, nice and high, Kent.
Even halfway.
So we welcome you back on this family day. Our continuing coverage of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts from the Winsport Event Center here at Canada Olympic Park. And Ontario now with the hammer. They have the last rock, playing the Redstones here in 6.
Danielle would love that one back. It was a pretty simple double, and I think
It's over curling.
she just threw it a hair too hard, and all of a sudden it's 3 for the opponent. It's going to give them some life.
Okay, line's great then. Sit.
Finish a little.
Great pair, buddy.
Good. Nice.
Good judge. 7-7.
All right, everybody's through the break. Kathy, let's take a look at the other scores.
Well, Clancy Grandy's third is playing extremely well today, and Kayla McMillan. And Nova Scotia started slow, but they're starting to look a little bit better. That's why it's close. That hero shot we saw on our feature sheet. No way in for Bailey Scoffin so far. And for Rachel Holman, she's very patient out there, not letting her have a lot of rocks in play. Jennifer Jones, that 4 made such a difference, and Melissa Adams and her team aren't quitting. They're fighting, but it is an uphill battle.
As Jones looks to win 4 straight.
7. Yep, gotta hold it. Heavy. Yep, hard. Hard.
Kira Brunton
Hard, Kira. Back 4.
on the brush. And will by, and again, and in behind again to the tee line, edge of the button.
Good sweep.
Great sweep.
Really good sweep.
If you're a finesse team like this Ontario team is, it's all about getting the speed right, and they just couldn't do it early in the week, and now they can.
Top button, close, Meg.
T-line.
Close, Meg.
Line only.
Kate, no
Back
bounce on
4.
this.
Close.
Where?
Back 4.
No.
Close.
No, 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 never. Ken's always.
And we're back 8.
It looks
Back
really
4.
heavy. I got a 3-8, a 4-4 on this.
Set. Okay.
And heavy it is.
Sorry. Just the one.
There's the other rocket would have stopped.
You got her.
That's just as close as that was. You know, you're 146 feet away, and it went 147, but it's useless back there, Vic.
Okay.
2 guards.
Good call, my second.
Yeah, just like a little bit. Yeah.
You got her.
Kelsey Rock.
Halfway less.
It's Meg's rock.
T-line.
Yep.
Weight's good.
Where?
Meg's rock being Megan Walter,
Back 4.
Close.
trying to hold up that curl.
Room.
Line only.
Hey, it's always Ken's now.
Go.
4-2.
Now helping it over.
4-2. Take a look. Take a look.
Mackenzie Elias.
No bounce. No, no, no. You're heavy. You're heavy. You're heavy.
And yeah, just
Good.
that
Good
little
job.
bit as it snuggles up beside, just on the littlest bit of the corner.
Ankle raise available for Ontario, but it's not an incredibly tough one, but it's the center guards that are going to hurt her this end with hammer and with a 3-point lead. So this is absolutely the right call.
Clean. Yep. Right to it. Hey, shot.
Good.
Melissa Daly, a wonderful story. She suffers from AVRD, which is a heart condition. Her brother has it too. Affects primarily teens.
Sharp with her 5.
And she's playing, you know, with the help of heart pressure drugs. But yeah.
Okay, 1.5. 2.
Lots of line.
Halfway.
Kels.
No,
if you can
Kelsey's
push,
rock.
Just Kels.
Don't want to. To your broom.
You gotta try, Kels.
Yeah, you can go.
You gotta try to get to the line.
You can go. Go.
Hard, buddy.
Just curl. Go. More. Good. Good sweep.
So shot stone still
6-8.
belongs to Manitoba and Cameron. Well, that's one way to get it.
Yeah.
There you go. You know, mostly I wear a cowboy hat, but if you want to wear that. I was watching yesterday and I saw the total go up and up and up. And all I can say on behalf of the Sandra Schmerler Foundation in support of neonatal care across the country, thank you so much for topping $1.1 million. I said on social media that the Sandra's legacy is her foundation. And with your contribution, you have now also become part of that legacy. So thank you so very much.
Fantastic.
Okay, we got the top. Okay. That's good.
Nice throw on that second one.
Yeah, thanks. Like that. Just a hair tight.
Same throw. I gave you a hair loss.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of no choice for Team Cameron here. They've got shot rock. There's an angle raise to score at least 2. But they have to keep guarding the middle here.
Yeah, hair more. Same spot, halfway. Same spot,
line.
halfway.
Always count.
Easy.
Pass your broom. Okay, well then.
Whoa.
Pass your broom. Line's not as bad.
Just
Line's
pass
really
your
good.
broom.
It just needs to sit. 16. Probably just here.
Good, Meg.
Good. Good judge.
Nice, Meg. Same kind of thing. I have the red. Pardon? I have the red. Do you want it now?
I think so. I like that.
I think so.
Well, here you go,
Okay.
Kathy. This is that game of chess. If you
Are you
you make your
normal?
play now and
like for her?
angle it back, or
Whatever you know,
can you
I think
afford to
normal.
wait another stone?
I think you can wait another stone. Russ?
Yes, it's a great idea if you make it, but there's still 2 guards. So play it out. If she raises this, maybe hits and spills open, there's still 2 guards, and then you can access that shot rock pretty easily. I'd rather peel, I think, Kath.
Little big. Yeah. 9.
Same page, Rusty.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cass, Cass. Pearl, hard, hard.
The group.
Go, go, go.
And if you got it, yeah, they do.
Nice shot.
Wonderful. That works. But now you've left a little bit of a pocket as well.
That's just it. Good shot, though. Beautiful shot.
All right, over to Manitoba and Adams down by 5, and lots of trouble here for Melissa Adams out of the Capital in Fredericton.
Well, Jennifer had the 2 in the house, and the 4-foot and the 8-foot, and that's her first stone on the 12-foot. She wanted to take away any chance for Melissa to make a double. And Melissa's rock went deep when she tried to draw, so now she's trying to draw again. Such a precise shot. She does need to get a good chunk of the button.
Straight, always line, yep. Hard.
Molly Ward, Kendra Lister,
Yep.
Jacqueline Crandall making up this team. And she'll cut them down, and it'll be a steal of 1 for Jones, just rolling along.
Yeah, Jennifer's such a wonderful ice reader, and there's spots in the ice that are just a fraction slower than others, as every event is, and she's figured it out.
Back 4. Whoa. Yep. Hard. T-line, hard. You got it, Ken. Deep. All you got. Little more. Little tap, hard.
Move it far enough. Oh, not quite, but has second shot in the pocket.
Good spot.
Pretty good.
Big spot.
Well, then we leave that easy for her.
So
I don't
what?
mind
You
leaving
can,
that for the second one.
You could kiss it. Probably can tap the.
We could, but if you ever don't make that perfect, she just has such an easy shot to sit 1. I'm just thinking.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, just kind of gap factor guard. We don't need to be right off. We actually need to be right about here.
That's the beautiful part about this sport is the strategy. Vic can keep you up at night. Kira made that perfect angle raise, stuck it, buried. But was it the right move at this point in time? A really nice shot in there by Team Cameron.
3-2, BC leads. And have sitting 1-2 right now.
They certainly are. Clancy Grandy went around on her first one, was already lying 1. And both are in the 4-foot in great shape. Joe Brothers tried to duck behind them, but that's the Yellowstone that was frozen on top. She was a little bit short, it over curled. So this is a draw for 3, looking for 4-foot.
Curl coming in with a percentage in the 70s, in the 90s today. And a great time to find the draw weight for 3.
Good sweeps, guys. Hold it out there. Where? 2. 1. Over and off. Always, Calissa, keep your brush on it. Sit. Has to sit.
There you go, the 1, 2, 3 zones, of course. And then that's the, you talked about the Furbies and how they changed the game. That was that.
Exactly, the 10 zones, and it's everybody's using it.
You got her.
Beautiful depth on that, so it wouldn't be raised in because Kate's quite capable of playing a raise, but it's long enough that I think you can chase this and tap the yellow to the right a little bit. You won't have to move it very far.
but I think just keep speaking. Yeah, the guard is like at the break point, so it'll go lots still past there.
Yeah, I think you can almost get to nose on the yellow.
I think we can get to nose easy. Yeah, so just back 8 kind of weight.
Okay, I like it.
And, to your point,
this is less ice.
Kathy, about Jennifer, her ice reading.
3 more feet.
There's Cameron saying, I know the ice where that red stone, Ontario stone, stop. That's the break point. It'll have lots of room to get in behind and get to the nose.
Well, mapping it is a really big part of skipping, that is for sure. And it does change in the first couple of days. Now that we're in day 4, you can expect that it'll be relatively consistent. But that's a huge change for her, Russ, going to skipping.
Yeah, this has got to move over too. She was by that, had lots of room and just literally overthrew it.
Yeah, they said back 8, it wasn't back 8, and it makes you look crazy at the far end because 4 or 5 feet more with that late break, it's a foot wide.
Well, mine's a hair stir, but it still comes, walks over.
Low risk tap for 2 now.
Slower in the middle.
I mean, we just have to touch it.
Just an inch, we just have to barely touch it. Okay. Maybe I give a little bit more, be safe.
Just to stay in the good stuff?
Yeah.
What weight are you throwing?
Just that, back 4. Okay, guys, back 4.
Yeah, you got it.
And there's your point to mapping the ice, Kathy. It's where's the good stuff? What's the path? What's been worn down so far?
And that's a whole team responsibility. That's not just the skips, it's the brushers, because they know not only where they've been, but where other brushers have been. And so it is sharing information all the time. All 4 players own that.
Yeah, there's no GPS, is there?
No.
Back 4.
You didn't have a GPS when you took us to Canmore the first day on the way to the rink. Is it supposed to be 45 minutes away?
You miss one turn. We got a good view of the mountains.
Keep going, you got
Little tap here for a couple. You got it, they say.
Atta girl.
And that will work just fine. Thank you very much. All right. Kate Cameron just will be upset with her last. She had a chance. Inglis pops a couple. Well, we mentioned that Colleen Jones is here and coaching Nova Scotia. One of the many Scotties, Brier winners here. 4-time Canadian champion. Glenn Howard, Marcel Rock. And there's Colleen with her 6 titles as Jennifer Jones goes after a 7th. Kevin Cooey is here. His preparation for the Brier is coaching his sister, Rick Lang, of course, longtime coach in Northern Ontario. Don Bartlett, Pete Crothers, and Francois Robert. So lots of coaching experience on the respective benches.
And I do love the fact that in this Scotties, the person with the most victories is a woman, and Colleen Jones.
Really, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you're okay.
But kudos to Curling Canada, Kathy, that for years, I could coach in Switzerland, for instance, just by getting on an airplane, but I couldn't coach my daughter. They had all these rules, and now the only way these teams are going to get that little edge, when Jennifer Jones needs a coach, it's all these teams can learn and help, and this is fantastic to have that type of talent on the bench.
Well, you talk about Jennifer Jones. Let's extrapolate her. She's stepping away from the 4-person game. If she puts out her little flag that says, I'm available for coaching, why on earth would you not want to have Jennifer Jones as your coach at a Scotties? Nobody knows more than she and Colleen.
Yeah, it's one of those sports. You can be really good shot maker at, age 15, 16, but can you figure out the idiosyncrasies that make you that much better? The way to miss and the tolerances and reading rocks. And it would really help fast track some of these great players.
Anytime.
Anytime is good. Yep,
Okay, that's good.
Nice line. Nice pass.
Spot.
Okay. Okay.
10 and a
Got
half.
it. Okay.
Okay, you got it, Kels. Like you can.
A little sticky here. Okay.
Kelsey Rock. As we play second stones here in the 7th.
10. Close. Whoa.
They just in on the back foot. The
No. Ken's.
Cameron team.
Finish it.
Roll.
Right on. Really nice.
Great
girl.
shot. Nice. 10-1.
Shouldn't do a ton, eh?
It'll come up a hair. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Off. Yep. Go. Hard cast, anything.
Okay.
Oh, that held better.
So you hear them say fudging a little bit or staying in the good stuff. You've got this is basically the area that wears out first. Anything out wide, you can see where the broom is now for Kate Cameron. That's out in the good stuff. Once it starts to curl, it's into a little bit slower area. And that little bit slower area can cost you 2, 3, maybe 6, 7 feet later in the game. So the athletes have to be very aware. Putting the broom down is one thing. Do the brushers know what this path is really doing?
T-line, back 4.
Yep.
Back 4.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Hard, Ken's.
Top 8.
Hard. You gotta go for T. Go.
He loves his toys.
Oh, isn't that a good one? Hey, the old picket fence.
I just, oh my.
4-9. Okay.
I chuckle. Kathy.
I thought it was brilliant, right?
Thanks, Kath.
Into here. Yeah.
But it, as Kathy can tell you, it's the brushers that have to know that's those spots.
Just wondering if we ever fish out the
One in the house?
Do you like? Pardon? Do we ever like hitting the one in the house?
Do we want to what?
the one in the house.
And staying around?
You've seen this path.
Sure.
That's my only thought.
I'm good with that.
With like
Control?
good board?
Pardon?
Like good board?
I don't hate control.
Or control?
An update for you as we check in on Rachel Holman out of the Ottawa Curling Club. They've made a change with Rochelle Brown coming in at lead for Sarah Wilkes.
On her final stone, Bailey Scoffin was facing 4. She played a freeze in the pocket, and so that negates 3 of the stones, but it is Rachel Holman lying 1, and so this is a draw for 2. Looking for 8 foot.
Good scrub, guys. You're there. You're well there.
Good sweep. Straight. Roll it.
So you like that?
Go.
92%
Great shot.
for Holman. Everyone else is at 100% on the team.
Oh my goodness, really?
Look out.
And Rachel's drawing, it's not only drawing well, you can tell halfway down she knows where it's going. I don't remember that years ago, and if, with the help maybe of Donnie Bartlett, just like Carrie Anderson, if Rachel can draw, look out.
Turn.
Yep. Yes.
Really hard.
Yeah.
So that change means that
Go.
Rochelle Brown gets into a 6th Scotties for her.
Roll it. Go.
And the 2-time silver medalist, of course, when she played with Val Sweeting.
Can I throw the out? Pardon? Can I throw the out? I don't mind it. I don't want to leave them something there. No, I like your call. I just want to throw the other turn. Shay.
Just want to throw the
this
out turn.
way? Yeah. Normal?
Why, Kathy? Why would you not like the
What are
turn?
we doing?
Playing still there, yeah.
Hello, Kathy.
No, I'm pondering. I was
Okay.
watching Jennifer, and so then I came over
Sorry.
to watch this. No problem. You know, first of all, there's a personal preference always, and if you're trying to roll to the other side, this way she has to cross the face of the stone. She might have. I think that for Danielle, it was the more natural turn.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what it came down to.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Roll it. That's good. Nice shot.
Very nice.
Good crossing.
You're having a wonderful game.
Okay.
Can tap it if you have to.
And this is why you were watching Jones and Adams as we updated in the 7th.
Because when Jennifer sat in the hack, she was facing 3, and it has been a long time since that has happened. She played a hit and roll, was trying to get right in front of that other yellow stone to make this a much more difficult shot. There is space, and so this is a soft weight shot. Try to poke it through the hole and get 3 back.
Whoa. Close.
We're really close.
No bounce. Stay with it.
No bounce.
Sit.
Melissa Adams, 3rd Scotties appearance.
Yep. Go. Go. Yes.
Another former Canadian and world junior champion.
Not very heavy, Vic.
Ooh, this is go wing.
Plan B.
Good throw. Tough one.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Look out. Yeah, well, that just helps it over. And a possible 3 turns out to a steal of 1. She gave her a gift earlier with a flash in the 2nd, and that led to a 4.
Just like a little bit. A little bit, and then I don't think she has that control. Like that? That looks like math.
Yeah.
Okay, you want a touch less then? Yeah.
Probably roll left here would be better than rolling to the button, setting up some type of pocket.
Okay, control.
Yeah.
Can we go for a little roll that way?
Yeah, under a bit. Nice
Yeah.
here.
If it's hanging a bit, we're going for the other way
Yeah.
here.
Okay, let's make this. Yeah, just control, hey?
Yeah, control.
You got it, girl.
I like that. You don't plan on hitting it on the wrong half, but what if? And get the brushers involved in that.
See if it's still a little bit max.
I think it is max.
A little bit less then. Okay.
You got it. Right at her.
Fun. Low. Easy. Low.
Heavy.
The last Ontario win was by Rachel Holman back in 17.
Whoa.
And to the nose and punches it through.
Okay.
It's way.
Yeah, it was just
The last Manitoba win was Carrie Anderson in 20, and then of course has gone on to 4 straight as Team Canada.
So it's like right here.
Or 3 straight as Team Canada, 4 in a row. So Anderson off to a slow start. As mentioned, 1 in 20. And look at Jennifer. Chelsea Carey with a couple on the board. Jones, Holman back to back. And Heather Nedowin in 12 for BC.
Good, Pete. You got it.
Peel weight double, try to bounce it across. I don't think there's a triple. You could certainly move it.
And I said BC, but that's Alberta, of course.
Whoa. Close.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. No. It's just falling.
1, 2, nothing.
It's that kind of day for me.
What's that?
That's that kind of day for me. I was on like a good 3rd at one point. Shoot. And then none of it.
I don't think you could have got by.
I didn't think we were ever flashing that.
Really have to re-aware the release, and it had to be a slight outward motion there to get it to do that. Not very forgiving at 6 seconds.
Putting it there.
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
Okay, guys. A hair of a tap.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And it's a little slower here, guys.
Yeah, I think
bit.
similar weight to your last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
To
will
the
be a
point,
bit
but that
slow.
slide path,
Okay.
this will eventually maybe hog line in and be into the middle. Let's call it 4-foot area. Use that a little bit slower, maybe 2 feet, not much. Surface has held up wonderfully here this week.
Hair light.
A gate wheel.
Yeah. Little light.
Whoa.
Top 4.
Yes.
Back 4.
Hard.
T-line.
Whoa.
Land on me.
Whoa. Easy.
Back on it.
Easy. Close.
We're just...
Close. Yep.
If it's a little any better, you play the nose double. You're not even shot rock, so now Kate has to come off the same rock. She missed completely.
Top four, it would have been.
Nice job. You know my routine.
Yeah, it kind of. I wanted to tighten the broom a bit so that I knew that I could give it a little bit. Yeah, but I did.
2/3 track of rock here on the top one they're aiming at.
Right,
Kick
Kate,
it
you got
across, but you have to stay. Love to see a little less weight here.
Facing 5. And she even admits it's not her day. But this is to keep them in it.
Yep.
Down 8-3 and facing 5.
Yep. Yes. Whoa.
Okay, here you go. One across. Sit down. Oh, that's a great shot. That is a pressure shot by Kate Cameron.
One yellow.
To keep the team alive. Very nice. Maybe that'll change the momentum for her with 3 to play. 8-4. Ontario leads it on Family Day. Thank you. That's just enough ketchup. I like that. It's very good. No, don't bother me. Well, that was a save. Flat out save for Kate Cameron. Has faced 5 and made the hit and roll for the single. So keeps herself alive. Still a long way to go. 3 ends to play. Ontario again with Last Rock up by 4, playing the Redstones.
I think we have to move one. Back 8. Okay. Back 4 is okay. Looks easier this way.
Well, that's huge for Mackenzie Mackenzie Elias. When she came into the game, she was last amongst all leads, and she is a very good player. And maybe it's nerves, maybe it's just getting comfortable with the ice, but that's a huge number for anyone. And for her, it really will flip her around to playing like she can.
Like that.
Back
right now. Becky.
Nope, can't yet.
Becky.
Meg.
Hair wide here. If it's heavy, it's not going to come to the nose.
You gotta go. Becky. You gotta go. You gotta go for any.
You got it.
You're doing it.
Keep going. You got
Hard
it.
to
You're doing
touch
it.
Hard to touch it.
Keep going.
Hard. Okay, great weight. Just a hair full.
Okay.
14.
Just a single.
So close because they wanted to be aggressive. Didn't want to freeze. You could have frozen, but tapping it would have been even better. But just that pound heavy.
Clean. Clean. Yep. Nice shot. Nice. Just a shot there, Kathy. Yeah.
I don't think we can put another one up.
Yeah.
It's going to take 2 rocks to do anything here still.
Straight freeze. I think it's going to be really hard to get rid of.
What do you like? Do you want to come here?
Yeah, you guys want to talk about this?
Yeah.
Remember, they only have 1 timeout.
And they are the only team here, Vic, without a coach.
Freeze for one?
That's why I don't know that we need to move it right now, but I don't think a guard is...
I don't think I can move it.
I think we're in some trouble if we just keep putting one up and ripping one. I think you're playing the straight freeze, and then we're probably tapping on Meg now.
My first thought was
just
the
move
freeze.
everything back.
Yeah, I like that.
Right? That's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yep.
I think your tolerance here is you have to be to it. Like
it's got to be
same
made.
weight as the miss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just top 4?
Yep.
T-line's okay?
Yep.
Yeah, ideally you want to move this a little bit, but that's what cost the error last time where that yellow one is, because yellow one's useless.
So just straight freeze we're going
Yeah.
for? Okay.
So like 3 feet less.
Yeah, this is that slower rock too. So
Also good awareness.
Be careful too if you identify a slower rock in practice on fresh pebble. It won't be as big a difference as your other rock as this game goes along, because the pebble wears off, and then
line's close.
Yeah, I think that's close.
Extra
Back 4 right now.
Whoa, that,
bite
whoa,
on this
whoa.
rock isn't
Line's
quite
not
as
good if you're heavy.
effective.
We're back 4.
Nope, Meg.
Got a curl too.
Meg.
Yeah, same weight as that.
We're on the same line. We're on the same line.
Back 4.
Hard, hard,
got it.
hard. We're doing the same thing. Hard, a little
Try and
more.
lay it on the edge and use it as a setup shot, and
Yes.
then it'll roll
Too
away.
much ice?
That's just it, and now they're in trouble.
Yeah. Do you like the peel still or no?
Well, here's a team in trouble too. That's a young team from Yukon, from the White Horse Curling Club. 21-year-old Bailey Scoffin, the 3-time Yukon Junior champion, under the pressure, the constant pressure of Rachel Homan.
It has been a lot today, there's no doubt about it. Bailey faced 4 on her first. She hit but rolled too far, and Rachel capped a stone on the center line. So she's trying to navigate a port, get to the shot stone, and stick around. And will not.
Nothing. Can't get through. So now it's
Just free.
1, 2, and 3 more for Homan.
Big game. Yeah. What's up behind you?
And that'll be it. And it'll be shakes. Make the final 11-2 as Homan
Back 4. I'll just really
wins
tighten
a
it up.
3rd in a row.
Okay, you got it. Really nice here.
The Homan team just getting better. They were 93% as a team against Inglis. They were 97% as a team today.
Not yet.
Whoa, Ken.
Scary
Back
stuff.
8. Back 4. Trying.
Back 4.
Back 4. Kels.
Same as Kelsey.
Kels. You're closer.
Hard, Kelsey got it.
Kate. Kens.
Kels.
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 That might be a record, Vic, for a team percentage.
Good.
That's better.
Great
Really
lead.
good.
4-2.
No, I like into it. But a straight peel is fine too, Kira. Yeah.
BC and Nova Scotia with this lady, Clancy Grandy, out of Vancouver, leading and with last rock.
And Clancy already lying 1 in the 4-foot. Jill Brothers not able to make the draw on her final stone. And looking for 2, but does need full 4-foot because there's a Nova Scotia stone biting 4 as well.
And that will work for her. That will give her 2 more.
Good throw.
Looks like you're good, Linz. You're fine. 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
To extend the lead.
Yeah.
Great run back from Kira here on our sheet.
You're stiffer in the middle, too. Got it.
It's one of those ends, Kathy, that 1/2 miss from Manitoba, and they're going to give up a bundle.
Back line.
Yep.
Yeah, back line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Whoa. Close.
Got to get to the nose or inside here.
Close.
Kels.
Curl.
Evan?
Curl.
Hard, Kelsey got it.
Curl.
Go.
Hard, buddy.
You got it.
Really
Keep going.
hard. Really hard.
You got it. Hard.
And rolls to the other side. So maybe they've got it that way, but
Yep.
that stone now where it rolled to the raised stone. You're right. 97% as a team is a 1-game record. 96% previously. That was Colleen Jones as Team Canada back in 2004.
Wow. The only asterisk there is it was a different rule. You know, you didn't. It was a little bit easier to have a higher percentage.
Melissa Adam has an opportunity here for 3. She made a really nice run back on her first. Jennifer's tried to tuck her stone underneath, but there is a path if they can get it by.
Oh, no, they did not. And just touching their own. And that should be it as they pick up a steal. So many points really given away and left on the ice.
Have a great week. Have a great week. Yeah.
As Manitoba Jones will pick up the win. to improve their record to 4 straight, make the final 11-3. Jones a winner over Adams and New Brunswick.
The same, like run into the back one, or the freeze on the sticks.
I think we keep it as simple as possible and just hit that one and just roll in a hair. And if they make that run, at least we still sit there.
Okay. I like that. Okay.
Like that?
Yeah. I think it protects the 8.
Yeah. Agreed.
You got it.
Steve Acorn is a long time coach for Kira Brunton. In fact, he coached her in Northern Ontario to 3 junior championships.
Take control. What's the call?
You know, Kathy, this is that old thing about look at the scoreboard. And what did he say?
What does he
Keep it simple.
Control.
Yeah, it's a little late.
Yeah, you're simply in trouble.
But it's true, Vic. There's with the free guard zone, there's going to be rocks in play. You cannot run and hide early, but you can start to play the scoreboard and start to hit away. And the more rocks you leave, the more risk.
Clean.
But that's a good call, Vic, for sure. Don't have to hang around here either.
Hard. Right to it. Okay. Good shot.
It's like right there to nut it.
Yeah.
Even if we move it all, at least then we can come around or freeze on something.
Yeah, I love that.
So peel.
Kate.
Right there.
Yep. You got her, Kate.
Well, the crowd acknowledging, of course, Jennifer Jones as she leaves the ice, and that young lady, of course, got her picture taken with her. And
at least maybe
thanks for the memories, many of them. And will it be a memorable finish to her 4-person game and a record 7th championship? Off to a great start, winning 4 in a row.
Interesting call. You normally wouldn't throw a bullet here when you're trying to steal, but this opens up the button for the last shot for Kate. Good shot.
Okay, that's better. Okay, good.
Now looking ahead, Jones and Holman.
That's better. Gives you something.
That showdown will be tomorrow night, Tuesday night.
Good.
Here in Calgary.
And you might as well say for first place.
Yeah.
I know.
You play the double and sit 3, but you give Kate Cameron a chance to steal.
Similar way to her top. Yeah.
And with her win, now 3 straight
Yeah, I think that
for Rachel Holman.
But top 8's great.
Is this minimum?
Just got to be second. Yeah, exactly.
Is this minimum?
You'd love to be buried slightly closer than that yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kate Cameron's in big trouble.
Let's make it.
Yeah.
Definitely coming off.
Okay. So frozen with a nice line is good.
Okay.
Even at top 4 is good too.
Similar to your tap weight a few ends ago.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
I love that too. Instead of worrying about numbers, 14.5, this, that, because that numbers don't always translate to your feel. They said it's the same weight as you threw in that little tap back because it's now slowed down a bit. And you can replicate that.
I think you can.
It's hanging. Line's good.
Like to go. Like to go.
Wait.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Yep. Wait. Play the weight.
Top 8.
Whoa, then whoa.
Top 8.
Okay, go. Yep.
T.
Yep.
Love to sit 2 here.
Bite the button.
Over there.
Bite the button. Whoa.
And they will.
Great weight call.
Good judge.
Good throw.
Really nice.
So these are the games remaining for both Inglis and Cameron. And Cameron has Holman tomorrow morning, then Jones still. So these are big games. The key here is just 3 teams make it. And that's very, very difficult. And Inglis, on that last day of round-robin play, will play Jennifer Jones. So no surprise, everyone's scrambling, it would seem to be, for that third spot. And the head-to-head record's so important.
That's real tough.
You know, we said earlier when we came on the air on Friday.
So like a 3-5?
I think so. That's probably
You'd like to manage, Kathy, your losses.
Yes.
You'd like to spread them out if you are going to lose. Caitlin Laws dropped 2 right away. That's a tough spot to be in.
It's a very tough spot to be in. She looked terrific this morning. It was back to Caitlin. The entire team looked as the team that we thought we would see. But now teams like her, Krista McCarville, you think they've just got to run the table.
Just play the...
Did you also think I was that light?
I thought it was
later.
Yeah. I definitely thought you were light. I don't know about that light, but
I thought that grabbed right in my hand.
that's what.
So advantage to Inglis, as Cameron admitted that it's not her day.
Nice, easy,
Player
normal
numbers
day.
are brought to you
Yeah,
by New
you
Holland,
got it.
proud
You
sponsor
know it.
of Curling Canada.
86% draws for Inglis, and it's a lot of them really tough. She had to go really wide a few times into fresh pass and still sunk them perfectly. Just beautiful touch.
And not surprising, their numbers are up. They're in the 80s from low 70s earlier as you gain more comfort with the ice and the stones.
Good. Nice.
Really impressive here. They are going to shake hands. So a big game and a big win when they need it most. Ontario and Daniel Inglis from the Ottawa Hunt and Golf Club. And that's a big loss for Cameron. So 11-4 is your final. Inglis is your winner.
Solid, guys. Really solid. Yeah. All right.
Rachel Holman, the children are here. On this family day, as she celebrates a win over Yukon.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
Well, all smiles. The team from Ottawa, Daniel Inglis, Kira Brunton, Calissa Daly, and Cassandra DeRoot, as they pick up a much-needed win. And the game story really is, Kathy, the fact that Kate Cameron wasn't on her game.
Well, and that's exactly it. We saw troubles with draw, troubles with hit, but I really think momentum switched in the second, and that hero shot really set the tone.
The game story brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. And just one game remains on the ice. 8-3 BC.
Go, I think.
Clancy Grandy out of Vancouver leading Nova Scotia, and Heather Smith with Jill Brothers throwing the last rock.
And an opportunity for two. Clancy Grandy tried a big weight cross-house double on her final stone. Got one and rolled over, but rolled too far.
Just
Nice shot.
hard there.
There you go. That'll give them some hope for a couple. But it is BC and Grandy who will have the last rock, coming home leading by 3 on this day 4, the Scott. It's the lonely game on the ice. We had 3 finals already. And it is BC and Clancy Grandy from the Vancouver Curling Club against Nova Scotia out of the Halifax Curling Club. And Heather Smith with Jill Brothers throwing the 4th stone. And not only has the lead, does Grandy, but also the last rock has the hammer playing the red stones.
Right around? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Scotties' opening rock was short of the rings, which is where they didn't want it. Nova Scotia were trying to guard it so that they couldn't hit their own rock, which you still can do that in the free guard zone. So the way goes the peel.
So Marie Christensen comes home. She played now. This is her 7th Scotties, the 6th. The previous 6 were all with Suzanne Burt, and all representing PEI. Last year they went 2 and 6 in Kamloops.
Nice throw.
We wish Suzanne all the very best as she's elected to step away.
We talked about trying to make the double peel. That's the only way you get yourself into trouble, if you ever stuff it or hit it a hair off line and leave this rock in play. Just one at a time here, and you're laughing.
Clean. Good, Lens. Good throw. Hope and to pray. Yeah.
Well, welcome back, Heather Smith.
6 feet left. Yeah.
Last appearance was 2014 in Montreal with the Maurice Richard,
Didn't add much.
former Canadian junior champion out of New Brunswick.
Wait.
Just high.
Gotta sit a bit. Whoa.
High.
Whoa, gotta sit.
Fairly tight to the other yellow.
Whoa. Not doing anything. Nice line.
Okay. Got a good angle on this one. Let's make contact.
Yeah.
Now there's a little less risk because there's an angle. You hit this right where the broom is or hair to the right, the shooter goes. That's the key thing. If you get them both, bonus.
And they're a lot closer too, Russ. The last two were so far. You can think you hit it perfectly, but in the distance that it travels, it can change its mind.
How true.
Curl.
Oh, nice try.
Good throw, Lens.
That's the way to miss it, though.
Around now?
Yeah.
One more.
We need to go around now.
Yeah, it's pretty nice and
Go
sliding.
around.
All right.
We need a nose.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want?
85? 90, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good here.
Originally from Sackville, New Brunswick. 3-time Canadian mixed
Just a one,
champion.
guys. Just a one. Keep looking.
5?
Heather Smith.
Whoa.
5, 6?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe just wait. Line
Yeah.
nice.
We're in. Go if you're around. Yep.
Yep.
Harmony. Me too.
Yeah.
Line's great.
Yep.
Weight's good. 7, 6.
Yep.
Clean it there.
Get some
Clean around.
separation.
Yep. That's good.
Okay.
Nice throw, Heather.
Nice.
Thanks.
I thought we were throwing a 1. She wanted in. I missed that part.
That was one of my comments after the first 5. She was perfect until the 5th end and then has dropped a little, but hardly at all. Has played a wonderful game.
I talk often about the university program. She is a 2-time Canadian college winner out of Douglas Royals.
Good throws, Lens.
19 and 20. So there's competition at every level, it seems.
Where are you putting it?
Yeah, you need the reps. Some of the years ago, some of the junior events were maybe in December for provincials. If you didn't win the provincials, your season was over. You're not going to get better if you're only going to play for 2 or 3 months.
Too close. Nice. Just a clean. Just gonna go early. A little.
Sliding pretty good, Marie. I think just leave it.
Just clean.
Yeah, it might be 4, 3, 4.
Just clean.
3. No, it's coming down now.
2,
3.
Yeah. Go a little bit.
3.
Just clean. We
3.
gotta make sure it's buried. Go. Yeah, a little bit. That's good. Nice.
It's really nice.
Very good.
Really nice, Heather.
Well, it's really always nice to see Marcel Rock, the 4-time Canadian and 3-time world champion with Randy Ferbey, and of course the biggest honor of all, that entire Ferbey 4 inducted into the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame.
Well deserved.
After 3 years of coaching Rachel Holman, he coached the Chinese men's and women's program for a number of years too, you remember?
That's right.
Good.
Now just make them go away.
Yep.
You got a couple more, and you got to make them all count.
Over my way?
I'll be right here.
Tell me where to go.
Okay.
Lining them up doesn't make much sense because there's a good chance that's a bigger target. Your best chance is to keep these apart.
It's close. There. 4. I
think we have to go a little.
Just a 4. She called a 4.
Okay, we'll easy.
Okay. 5.
No, we're all
Just a
actually
clean.
It's running.
Sliding
Yeah, it's
good.
running
Yeah.
good.
7. 7. Okay.
It's to it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, Jill. Yeah.
Yeah, almost to it. And now a chance to end it.
Nice throw, Joe.
Run them out of rocks and pick up a third win.
But you have draw weight.
Clancy Grandy. It's difficult, Kathy, because it's a short round robin.
Yes.
But 3 losses for Smith, and you'd have to say they're out of it already.
You know, it is a short round robin and only 3 advance. I think a lot of people think, oh, well, there's the top 4, but it's not. It's 3. And that's why from the very first game, it is critical.
And you talk about coming through when you need it most. Clancy Grandy and Kayla McMillan both throwing 93% when they came in the 70s. And away they go. And it'll go into the books as a win for BC to improve their record now to 3-1. And Nova Scotia and Smith will drop to 1-3. Make the final. Grandy and BC winners 8-5
Waiting for you.
over Nova Scotia. So that's it for the Group B, and we know that Galusha and Territories did not play. So there you go, top of the table. Jones and Holman with their showdown coming tomorrow night here in Calgary. Grandy, Cameron, and Inglis. It would seem to be at this point in time, those teams at 3 will be long shots at best. So you'll have 3 teams, really, Grandy, Cameron, and Inglis, if our thoughts are true here. But that tomorrow night, Jones and Holman will be for first place. So we'll take a break now. We're back tonight. This one is big. Out of Group A, Skylar Ackerman has been a surprise. Selena Sturmey has the Rose Country all excited. That's when we join you again tonight at 8:30 Eastern Time.
We don't really have a goal like necessarily placing a certain place. Our main goal for this week is just to get better with every game, and when you're here at the Scotties and playing some of the best teams in Canada, you have to take something away from every game and learn something to get better. I think we just gotta take things one shot at a time and focus on ourselves and our processes and what we need to do to have success, and try not to get too worried about the outcome or who we're up against, and just do what we do best.
Again, that's our featured game, and it's an important game. Selena Sturmey for both teams, but a win for Sturmey tonight, knowing she's already beaten Anderson and Laws. A win over Ackerman. It will go a long, long way, unless the wheels really would fall off, for her to possibly finish first. Well, it's nice to be back with you all. Thank you again to Kathy and Brian filling in while I was away. Yeah, horsing around as we always do. And thank you for being here. The Scotties Tournament of Hearts is on Canada's sports leader, TSN.